your website and how to maximize it, we're going to offer you some best practices, some tips on helping your customers to completely fall in love with your website. This is going to be an interactive webinar, so feel free to put some questions in the chat box, and we'll be monitoring those throughout. Greg, you found the chat, awesome. Also, if you are on the GoToWebinar app, you can stay interactive with us throughout the webinar. You can give us attentive hearts, which are in the bottom right-hand corner of your app. For those of you that are not on your app, you can completely put stuff in your chat during the webinar. Shoot me a note. Let me know. This is a great point. I like this. Heart me. That's great. We love to see interactivity. It shows us that the information that we're sharing is of value to you. So we want to do that, and your interaction helps us to do that. So we'll start off with a little fun fact. I love to find out who is on this call. So we invited a lot of different folks. Some of you may be a contractor. You may be on here trying to find out more information about how to really maximize your website. Some of you may be your web guy. We sent out an all call for the web designers. And some of you may be in the front office really managing that front end process. And so we're going to launch a quick poll here. If you look at your screen, you're going to have 3 options. And go ahead and select which of the 3 you are. You're a contractor, web designer, or an office manager, or something similar to one of those 3. Go ahead and populate that so we can kind of know who's on here. Great. And those results are pouring in. Looks really good. Awesome. Almost there. About 70% of you have voted. If you have not voted, just jump in and select which of the 3 you are. You may be a contractor, a web designer, or an front-end office person trying to help your business really sell their website and sell their web presence. Great. And okay, we're almost there. We're about 75% there. All right, so it looks like most of you guys are contractors. Do you normally share results? So it looks like about 70% of us are contractors on here. About 9% are actually doing the web work. And then 45% of us on here are office. You're in the front end. You're helping make it happen in your office, which you guys are so valuable and incredible at what you do. So thanks for everybody for joining. So the next question I want to ask is, which are you? So I know who you are, but now I want to find out which are you. So some of you jumped on here because you found that you are absolutely in love with your website and you love it and you want to figure out how you can make it even better. Some of you are like, you know what, I want to burn it up literally and figuratively and just start over. So we're going to launch another poll here and say which side do you fall on? Are you madly in love with your site and ready to learn more? Or are you ready to just burn the whole thing up and start over? Or some of you guys are saying you're somewhere in between. So looks like the results are coming in, and we got some people that just want to burn it up. I get that. I've been there. Just want to just crash and burn the site. Some of you love your site and ready to learn more. And then a lot of you guys looks like you are somewhere in between. And we will close the poll in 5. Get your votes in. 4. There we go. Last couple of you guys putting in your votes. Christina says she's definitely in between. I got you. All right. And And so there you go. Most of you guys are like, you know, I'm kind of in between. I'm not quite in love and I'm not ready to burn it all up, but I want to figure out how to really make it work. And so that works for me. I feel like we can definitely help you with that process today. So today's webinar, we're going to really focus on tools and tips to helping your customer fall in love with your site. For a lot of you guys, that starts with a strategy, and a lot of you guys already have started a strategy. You have, you know, a plan in place for optimization. You have some sort of social media page. You have a website, and you are interested in SEO or have someone hired for SEO. But today we're really going to focus on the web design and the optimization process of your website. So we're going to feature, actually talk about during this webinar 3 tips on helping your customers completely fall in love with your website, taking them from a place where they're doing just random Google searches to where they actually want to partner with you. They find value in your business and you're targeting them through optimization process. We've also invited our partner, TrustWorks Media, to be on this webinar with us today. They actually specialize in SEO optimization, and they're going to talk about that optimization process and free tips and tools that you can use and your business can use, even if you're hiring someone as a third party for the SEO process. These tips are really valuable because you're going to know now what to look for and really what you're paying them for. All right, so tip 1, when you're just, you know, it's just like a relationship. When you come into that relationship, sometimes you meet someone and, you know, honestly, they're just kind of looking around. They're searching the web. They're not really vested in you. They're just checking you out. So they're just dating. And so when you're coming through that process, the number 1 tip that we want to offer you is that the homeowner has to come first in this process. When you're designing your site, you want to keep in mind what a new or potential customer wants to look at, right? You want to keep your navigation very clear. Make sure that it's easy to see. Make sure that all of your buttons are easily accessible. Your contact information is easily accessible. Here's an example of one of our roofing contractors, My Town Roofing. They do a great job with making sure that their real estate, if you will, on their website is covered with the most important messaging that they want to share. They have a big red button for getting a roofing quote. They have their phone number, and you know they really want to share that, you know, their third-party partners or the people that they partner with, whether it's the BBB, the system opportunities with their company as well. Here's another example. What you want to do is on your design, don't overstate it. Make sure that you're treating, again, your website as prime real estate market, right? So just like in prime real estate, you have to take your top 2 to 3 messages and really share those messages. That's what you want to focus on. And then also, it's really, really important, especially in today's era where over 71% of the internet usage is from a mobile phone or a tablet. You want to make sure that your website is mobilely responsive. Make sure that your website is able to be accessed by anybody. So regardless if somebody's doing a Google search on their phone or if they're doing a search on their tablet, you want to make sure that they can actually see your site. And so a mobilely responsive site ensures that your customer will be able to see your site from their mobile device, whether it's the phone or the tablet. So that's really, really important when you're having your website built. Make sure you ask the question, ask it of your web designer to make sure if this is a mobilely responsive site, and then they'll be able to respond and make sure that it is. All right, tip number 2 is when can we meet? So you're just casually dating, and now you're like, you know, I've checked out your homepage of your website, and I'm actually engaged. And so here is where you want to offer value, and you want to keep the customer engaged. that process is so important, and we at Atlas have come up with a couple of tools that we believe will really help to add value to customer engagement on your site. So I'm going to play a quick video for you guys.
Don't send homeowners to manufacturer websites. Keep them on your website and give them the most up-to-date product information. Harness the power of the Atlas product pages with the Atlas Web Injector. The Atlas Web Injector is an iframe that allows you to copy and paste Atlas product pages into your business website. Injecting Atlas code into your site is a quick and easy process. The Atlas Web Injector makes choosing an Atlas roofing product simple and convenient for your customers while boosting the overall look and feel of your business website. Greg Dennis of Larry Dennis & Son says, "By having the Atlas product pages on my website, I can easily show my customers different shingle styles and colors without having to flip between two websites." You can copy and paste the code into your website and give your customers the product information they need. Ken Cahenio of Maturi Roofing says, "Inserting the Atlas product pages was very simple. All I had to do was click the copy button and paste the information into my website." When Atlas updates product pages, your pages update with them. Once your customers begin to explore the product pages, they'll quickly find the many choices in styles and colors of shingles Atlas has to offer. In addition, they'll learn about industry-leading features such as Scotchguard Protector, high wind resistance, Class 4 impact resistance, the Atlas Lifetime Limited Warranty, and the Signature Select System Upgrade. Scott Burns from Progressive Remodeling Roofing Company said, "It's really helpful that the website is always up to date. When Atlas changes their information, everything automatically updates on my site too." Contractors from around the country are already reaping the rewards of the Atlas Web Injector. Michael Ricciucci from Sunset Ridge Exteriors chimed in saying, "The Atlas Web Injector helped us get the product pages on our website. Customers can look at shingle colors and styles before we even meet. They're excited and ready to make a decision when we walk in the door." A great closing tool. The Atlas Web Injector gives customers the information they need to choose you today. Learn more at atlasroofing.com/pro.
Awesome. So that's a little preview about what we're going to hit next, and I'm just going to switch my screen back. Bear with me one second. There we go. All right, so the Atlas Web Injector. What is the Atlas Web Injector? So this tool, similar to what the video says, actually takes the Atlas product pages and helps you to embed those within the body of your site. So if you have a website and you have your header on the website, similar to those sites that we just saw or previewed, you can actually take this content through a simple iframe code and embed that in the back end of your site. And then people don't have to come to our site, Atlas's website, to find out which products you offer. We actually will allow, this tool actually allows the customer to see that right there within your website. And so we have all kinds of things like the product colors. They can choose by the product home that best fits their home. They can see the system opportunities. They can find out the features and benefits. They can learn more about the Scotchguard, how Scotchguard is applied to a shingle, how it is embedded within the granules. It goes through that entire process, and then it allows for all of that to be viewable from your website. So we got a question here. I'm going to just, if you have a question, feel free to put that in there. And so the question is Google my understanding is that Google dings you for organic ranking for copying material from another site. Does that arise in an issue on this? So that's a great question. So because this is an iframe, what actually happens is that Google doesn't actually ding you. This is actually the technology behind it of an iframe allows for you to be able to have this content to be on your site without Google saying this is a duplicate. They actually see it as organic content within the back end of your site. So that's a great question. If you guys have any other questions throughout this deck, then feel free to put those in the chat and we'll definitely get to those. So let's talk about the technical side of what happens when you jump in here. So what we did just now is I just logged in to the Atlas Pro account, and I'm just going to go back here. So when you log into your Pro account, you're going to scroll down to this Atlas Web Injector page. You're going to go into the AWI page, scroll down to the company or the suite of tools you want to use. This one is for the iframe tool. And so we're just talking about how to install it here. So you would copy that iframe. You're going to go into your website, and this is Dreamweaver, which is an industry standard. You're going to go into the back end of your website and simply paste that code in here. The trick to this working correctly is that once you paste the iframe code in, it's going to be really important to adjust the height. So that's what I'm doing here within the video. You can see where I went in and I actually made the height to be a 100% so that it's responsive to the site. Once you do that, you can go back in and actually see where the website and the iframe has been embedded within your site, and you can see that it's completely responsive. The buttons all work, and it's a very easy tool to use. So that took probably 3 to 4 minutes all together for me to actually take the code from the AWI page and actually embed it here within the back end of this website. Are there any questions for that? I want to stop because I know that that can be kind of cumbersome. No questions. Okay, great. So that is kind of the back end of how that works. You go to your Atlas Pro page, you grab the code, put that in the back end of your site, and then when you paste it, you'll adjust the height so that it adjusts to the size of that page, and there you go. That page is embedded there. Another tool that we have under the AWI is also the Roof Inspiration Center. So now that you've actually sold this homeowner, you want to remember our tip is to offer value and keep that customer engaged. What you want to do is once you get them on your site, they're looking at products and then they finally give you that call, right? This is an opportunity with the Roof Inspiration Center for you to actually give that homeowner a digital proof of their home. Why is this so valuable? This is really valuable because it offers you the ability to sell the homeowner, and then once you get that wife at the table, you're going to say, hey, go to my website or show her your website where it says after I leave or while I'm here, let's spend 15, 20 minutes with me showing you how you can actually see some options of shingles, potential colors, looks, different styles of shingles that you can have as a part of your home. And so this tool is really intuitive. It's very easy to use. You're just going to go to the Roof Inspiration Center. We have options where you can customize a sample home, or you can actually upload a photo of your home onto this site. So once you do that, we have over 30 homes that are options here. So, and definitely if your homeowner says, well, I'm just trying to take a look and see how the tool works, and I'll go back and take a picture of my actual home later, that you can simply show them very quickly how easy it is to still use this tool. We have over 20 homes in this tool here. They can find a home that works or looks similar to their home. Once they go on there, they can actually mask the roof of their home. That is a really easy process, and we have a video of that tool of how you can mask that on our website as well, but this is a really easy process where they're just going to simply outline the roof area of the home, and there you go. Very simple and very easily they can see their new roof color. They can actually go in and change the color here. They can go back and change the house. And most importantly, once they're done going through and putting in the different features, we have this cool thing called the Pristine Effect. With that tool, it simply goes into show the difference that Scotchgard makes, which is what you're selling, right? So you're going to actually be able to show them, hey, even at this point in this stage of the game where you're giving yourself that virtual proof, here is the before of what a Scotchgard shingle would look like versus a streaked up roof of your competitors. We love this roof inspiration tool. I've actually had contractors come back to me and say, we had a homeowner that has used this tool on our website through the AWI and ended up, we had to go back and get a new estimate, offer the customer a new estimate because they wanted additional options. Most of you contractors that are on this call, you may sell shingles, but you also may do gutters, you may do siding and trim. This Roof Inspiration Center tool actually offers the customer the option to adjust all of those different tools within this Roof Inspiration Center. So it gives a lot of versatility and a lot of options, and we're really excited to offer that because we feel like this will be a huge takeaway for your homeowner to see a digital proof of what their roof can look like, to be able to play with different shingle colors, siding colors, and then it gives you an opportunity to actually upsell within the presentation. All right, so let me just take a break and stop for questions. No questions yet. All right, can I get some hearts? Anybody like this Roof Inspiration Center? What about the Atlas Web Injector? And this tool actually goes on your site. So just like the Atlas Web Injector with the product tools, you actually can put this Roof Inspiration Center tool right on your site. So again, the customer no longer has to come to a manufacturer's site. They can stay right on your site and be able to take advantage of the tool. And it's one of 10 options that you actually have within the Atlas Web Injector tool. So if you haven't already went on to your pro account and scroll down to the AWI icon, please check it out. It's really simple, just like I showed you, and we'll make this deck available after the presentation so that you can take a look at it again and review how simple this tool is and how easy it is to use. All right, so another thing that we're really excited about is a partnership that we've recently had with a company called GreenSky. Can I get some comments or some likes for how many contractors on this call actually offer financing? Shoot me a note, say yes, I do, I offer financing, or no, I do not offer financing. Yes, love it. Bob said, yes, we do. Edwin says, yes. Rod said he just started. William says, yes. Sometimes Christina offers financing. Tim doesn't offer financing. Bill says no. John says that he's almost there. So great. So you guys that are offering financing, that is incredible. It's an incredible opportunity for when you go into a home, instead of just saying, hey, this is a $12,000 roof, this is a $6,000 roof. Now you can say, hey, this is a $150 roof over 12 months. This makes the cost of a brand new roof and potential enhancements to the roof, the siding, the gutters, the other things that you may want to offer your customer, it makes it a lot more chewable than a big fat deposit check. You can also send your customer those leads. Yep. And so what this tool does is that GreenSky, and we've partnered with GreenSky recently, they actually have a button again within our Pro portal, and we're really excited about this because now, like I said, you can actually offer the customer financing options that makes that $7,000, $8,000, $12,000 bill much more chewable. And now, as an added bonus, you can embed, when you partner with GreenSky, they actually give you an iframe code where you can embed that right into the body of your website. So before a customer actually gets to, before you actually get to a customer's home, they can say, hey, I want to meet with you next week. And they go to your website. They see the GreenSky financing options bar here. They click on it, and then they apply and get pre-approved for, say, for example, this first one, no interest with no payments for 12 months. And then by the time you walk in, you already know, and the homeowner already knows what they're pre-approved for, how much they're pre-approved for, and you guys are able to work within a budget. There's a lot of really great opportunities for that. And then you can send the customer leads to your site to apply if they're interested right before your appointment. So they can always pre-qualify, and this process on their website only takes 3 minutes. So it's very seamless. They put in their driver's license, and it's a great opportunity. So we actually have, thank you, Christina. Christina says, I really like it. I like that opportunity to be able to give somebody, a homeowner, something that's more chewable than a $15,000 bill. I would agree. I would, as a homeowner myself, would completely appreciate a contractor that gave me financing options versus slapping a big bill on my desk. So that's great. You guys write down this email, wdavis@atlasroofing.com. Reach out to Wade. He is our in-house GreenSky specialist, and he is amazing at what he does, and is able to offer you as contractors to walk you through this process, to explain more of what GreenSky is and what the opportunity is. So check that out. It's another way, again, to offer value and to keep that customer highly engaged on your site. And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to basically be able to have your website be a place where the customer comes, learns, is able to have takeaways, and is able to really find a space where they can help get their needs met. Can I get some likes for our customers getting their needs met? Anybody down for that? Brandon said yes. Awesome. Yes, Caleb sent me, 4 hearts. Thank you, Caleb. I love it. Christina, yes. Bob says awesome. Great. Thank you, guys. Okay, great. So now we're coming down this love train, and now we're at the point where the homeowner is like, you know what? This contractor really knows what they're doing. They're actually like somebody I'd like to see a lot more. Right? So here's tip number 3. Your content is king. Your content is where it's at. So a lot of you guys hear a lot about content. People call you on the phone and they're like, you know, you don't have any content on your site, and that's why you're not ranking for SEO, and I won't steal Trustworks thunder, but content is a great place to start with really optimizing what you have on your site. So here's some suggestions that we have in terms of recommendations for how, because a lot of times you guys want to have content on your site. It's just a pain point, right? I don't know about you guys, but send me a note and say if you have time to actually go find content. Yes or no? Do you have time to go find content? Nope. Christine is like, nope.
Got some questions there you need to click on.
Nope. Not really. Bob said, not really. Bill said, no. Not so much, John. Thank you guys for that. So no, nobody really has time. While it's a great idea, we don't really have time to go ahead and find content. So here are some suggestions for great places you can go to find content. The NRCA, National Roofers Contractors Association, this is going to be able to offer you content on what's happening in the roofing industry all overall, right? This is a great resource. And what you want to show here, and the reason why this can be valuable, is that a homeowner a lot of times wants to know that you're not only up on being able to nail up a shingle, but that you're knowing what's happening in your industry, that you're a leader in the industry, that you are aware of what's going on overall. And so this is a great resource for you to be able to take advantage of. Also, Asphalt Life. You know, we sent out, if you follow us on social or email or anything else, or even come to our website, you've seen signs for Asphalt Life. Well, Asphalt Life is Atlas's content platform. What we do there is we have website. It's a website, and it has a ton of content for all things, as we like to say, live, roof, play. So it has articles for you as a contractor, but what we like to focus on in addition to that is it has content for you, for your homeowner. So what does that mean specifically? So if you go to Asphalt Life, there is an at-home section, and this at-home section is full of content that is customized. Atlas has actually taken the time to write content. You guys should be giving me a lot of hearts here, right? We've written content for the homeowner, and it's content like how to pick a roofing contractor, how to know the difference between Scotchgard and non-Scotchgard roofs, how to keep your gutters clean as a homeowner, how to have landscaping tools for your home, right? So this is all content that you as a contractor can use and go on there and actually customize. And so going back from an SEO perspective, there are some rules rather for SEO as it relates to grabbing content. And I know that the TrustWorks team will go through this, but basically the general rule you want to keep in mind when you're grabbing content from Asphalt Life is you want to make it organic to yourself. So if you're going to take a article, for example, this one on how to pick the right shingle, and you're thinking, yeah, I would like this to be on my blog site, on my site. What you want to do is you want to take this content, copy it out of this article onto a Word document. Then you're going to make it organic to yourself. That is the rule. That is the SEO trick to being able to use content. So how do you make it organic? You're going to take maybe this intro paragraph here, and you can actually take it out and write your own paragraph. About recently I had a new homeowner that came by and they just weren't sure how to choose the right shingles. Check out this quick article and learn some best practices on how to find the shingle that's right for you. It could be as simple as that. And then you go throughout the article, maybe make the content organic to you, and then put it up on your blog site. And guess what? Google actually sees that as organic content. That increases your SEO. And TrustWorks will talk about that. They'll talk about how to go into that into more detail. But just as a little teaser, this is a great tool. Also, we're really, really excited because if you don't have time to do all that, you're saying, well, you know what? I am a contractor. 70% of you guys are on here. You're like, I'm a contractor. I don't have time for even that, Tiara, to go and take this content and put it on somewhere else. Well, fine. We're really excited. If you go on the Atlas Pro, we now have the Atlas Web Injector. One of the 10 options that you'll see is an at-home section. So now you can actually take an iframe code, same as before, same as the product pages, and same as the Roof Inspiration Center, and actually embed this content into the back end of your site. And customers can now you can now offer your customers an actual blog area on your site that has quality content that they can check out and read to continue to have that homeowner coming back. You know, it's funny, you know, we say we'd like to see you more. This is a great opportunity to get your content back to your website. I love it. William's like, Hart, I can steal this content? Yes, absolutely. We wrote it specifically for our contractors to be able to take and use for their homeowners. And so it's a great tool. It's a great opportunity for you to be able to have content, whereas you don't have time to write that content. Atlas has already taken the time. Just take a couple of minutes every week and grab a couple articles and put it on the back end of your site, or you can use the Atlas Web Injector and already have the tools right there on your site. Another really cool tip is that you want to be able to use this information on throughout the website. And so here's another cool tip. Take some of those articles and use them on social media. Hootsuite, for those of you that are not on social right now, you guys can take 10 minutes on Mondays, sign up for Hootsuite, and that's a tool that actually helps you to pre-schedule all of your social media posts throughout the week. And so it's a free tool. Jump on Hootsuite, take a couple of these articles, share them out on your social. That helps to get your content going on your content stream on your Facebook page, on your Twitter page. Can I get some hearts for some social media? Yeah, there you go. I love it. Great. Okay. And then I'm going to take a quick break, and Stan is in the room, Stan Bastek, and he's going to share, we had a couple of questions about Green Sky, so it looks like you guys are interested in that. Let's go ahead and address those.
Hey everybody, just real quick, we will send out information after this. There was 4 or 5 different people who asked questions about Green Sky. Green Sky is something that we can help facilitate your application with Green Sky. We are an intermediary, so to speak. Somebody asked that question, what's our role as an intermediary, and that is true. So if you're offering financing through someone else like Wells Fargo or Synchrony or something like that, and you're interested in looking at Green Sky, Wade Davis is somebody we can put you in touch with. So just look for a follow-up email from Tiara with his contact information, and we can show you what their tool is all about. Not only is it something that can be put onto your website for applications, but there's a mobile application you can take into the home with you and have the homeowner apply and get a financing offer in literally 3 minutes with nothing more than their driver's license and their social security number and gross household income. So again, just to answer a few of those questions for you, we're locked in with Green Sky, and we can get you all that information after the call.
Awesome. So hearts for Green Sky. You guys are excited about Green Sky. That's great. All right. Thank you, Bob. Bob's like, heart, yes, Green Sky. I love it. All right. So just a little teaser before I turn it over to TrustWorks to talk about SEO, which I know you guys are really excited about. So coming soon, guys, we are super excited about a partnership that we have with Weebly. Some of you guys have heard of Weebly before. Some of you guys have heard of Wix before. Weebly is a great one-stop shop for our customers. Weebly is a powerful drag and drop website builder to get you to the finish line even faster. And the great part about this, Mr. Contractor, is that you need no coding skills in order to make this happen. You guys, I'm sure, are like smashing your hearts and giving me hearts on the, yep, thank you for those hearts, guys. Yes, so no coding needed in order to use this tool. Atlas contractors can enroll with Weebly. We've recently launched a partnership with them that we're really excited about, where you can actually get 20% off of the price to set up your website, your web presence. This is your website, it's SEO, e-commerce, and your marketing tools all in one place. So Weebly has a suite of tools, and it's all in one place. You can, their new drag and drop portal is very cool, it's very intuitive, and very simple to use. So for example, here I have a screenshot. I wanted to put an image here in the body copy. All I did was I went over and grabbed that image bar over here on the left hand side, and then I dragged it onto the site, and there you go. That was the image upload box. You click that box and drag your image onto the site, and it is there. So that is really, it's really that simple to use Weebly. And a lot of we actually have asked them, and they've been able to show us a lot of contractors who are already using this tool and finding a lot of value in it. This drag and, like I said, it's all drag and drop, no coding needed. And then the best part about it is that we've actually partnered with them, and so all of those Atlas Web Injector tools that I was showing you guys and walking you through is as simple as the drag and drop. Here we actually have an app embedded on the Weebly site where you can drag this icon onto the site. Then you can pick, just simply pick. I want to have the Choose Your Shingle page. I want to have just specifically the Shake or Slate or our Pinnacle Pristine product page here. You can have all of your product pages already pre-populated just within a drag and drop with this tool. So it's very cool, very intuitive, and very easy to use. So contractors, I challenge you to be looking out for that tool. It's going to be in your Pro panel. You can access it two ways. You'll see a gray block on the Atlas Pro page within the next couple of weeks, and we'll also send out e-blasts and all of that to let you guys know when this is fully launched. But then also you can access it within the next coming weeks on the AWI page here as well. So any hearts for no coding necessary? Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, Bob is like, I'm smiling. Thank you, Bob. Awesome. So we've talked about a lot of stuff. Hopefully you guys are laughing at this slide. Like, of course I'm not bored. Excuse me 1 second, I can't find my navigation. Can you help me out? Where is it?
I can launch the poll.
Okay, thank you. There it is. All right, so go ahead and give us your feedback. How are we doing so far? Bored yet? Most of you guys are like, nope, staying engaged. I'm in it to win it. Awesome. Uh-oh. I got a couple that are bored. You already know everything about websites. Great. All right, so most of you guys are doing good. Y'all are hanging in there with us, and we got a couple of people that said, well, yeah, I'm getting a little bored. So hopefully this next topic can get you guys on the road to recovery. So this next topic, I'm going to turn it over to TrustWorks. They are, as I stated earlier, a great partner of ours, and they specialize specifically in SEO. And so they're going to take it over and talk about SEO. Before we do that, let's just make sure we don't have any questions. Christina says it's amazing. William's just getting quiet. Brandon asked about getting a copy of the presentation for afterwards. Absolutely. We'll make it available. All right. So we're going to turn it over to Taylor at TrustWorks.
Hey, thank you, Tiara. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, well, if you guys said you were bored, get ready, because this is going to not be boring at all. If anything, it's going to be a lot of how-tos. We are giving you guys advice on what we do with our clients on a daily basis, and we want to show you guys the tips and tricks that we do so you guys can either do it yourself or have a really knowledgeable conversation with your web designer or an SEO agency that you guys hire. So what is SEO? For people who don't know, it stands for Search Engine Optimization, and basically the definition from one of the best guys, Rand, who is the CEO of Moz, he says it's the practice of increasing the quantity and quality of the traffic that you earn through the organic results in search engines. So literally sending people, qualified people, potential customers to your site through Google and Bing. Those are the two big players. So how do you do this? There's three main types. It's paid results, local results, and organic results. So other results can include images, news, videos, shopping, and we're going to show you a screenshot in the next slide. If you can go next, Tiara. And this will be available online for you guys. We put a lot of stuff on this. And the reason, again, is because it's very how-to, step-by-step, and we want to make sure that you guys are following. So we put a lot more information or text than Tiara and Stan did. So if you look at this screenshot on the left, you are seeing at the top, those are ads. So those are actually what people are paying for. Those are Google AdWords. And then at the bottom, when you see the map, it's called a map pack. Okay, so what a map pack does is it pulls local searches of businesses near you. So this screenshot shows junk removal in Woodstock, Georgia. So what Google has done is, based on the information that they know from websites that are online, they are showing you the top 3 results. And then below that map pack is going to be traditional organic results that hopefully you can show up there once you do these SEO steps. It is very hard. Once someone, I don't know if I should say this, we also have Wesley on the line who may cut me off with this, but once you actually get on the top page of Google, it can be hard to stay there if other people are competing for the same keywords. So we're going to show you how to compete in those spaces, but that person, Mr. Junk, is doing great because they're showing up top. So go ahead. All right, so SEO, as you guys know, there is a ton of conversation around it in 2017. So what we recommend you to do is to not only optimize your website, but optimize all of the social accounts. So your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, believe it or not, Twitter gets pulled into Google now. So all of those things, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of ranking factors that affect your search results. So we're going to help you clean that up. And kind of going off of the dating theme, you're not going to invite a girl over to your house and not clean it first, right? So it's the same kind of thing with SEO. You do not want to invite customers to your website until you clean it up. So this is exactly where we're going to start.
Awesome. We actually have one question for you guys, Taylor.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect, William. So the term organic, that means it's not paid, and it is basically just like truly organic. So you've not paid, but you have done your research and your keywords to organically show up first. And this is really determined by Google. They're going to say, okay, this person is really, Google is very customer minded. So if you're looking for something specifically, they're going to show you that stuff first. So you could have an amazing website, but you're not servicing your customer, they're not going to show you organically. Hopefully that answered that. Wes, do you want to go off that a little bit?
Yeah, so William, it's not called free traffic, mainly because it's just one of those words SEOs created about 12 years ago, and just instead of calling it free traffic, they said let's call it organic traffic. There isn't really rhyme or reason behind it. That's just kind of what the vocab is for like for all SEOs.
There you go.
Yeah, I wish it was more than that, but it's not.
Yeah, the next one's going to be cage-free. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so again, what we're covering, we're going to show you guys SEO terms and strategies, amazing free SEO tools, how you can do keyword research, because that's going to be the bulk of this, and then we'll also kind of cover content, kind of piggybacking off of what Tiara has already talked about. Okay, so William, this will help you. Before we jump in, we're going to actually go over just some terms. Okay, so keyword targeting is basically finding the primary keywords that people are going to search for that you would need to rank for. So that's really, really important. So, I think Tiara said this, that you guys may do roofing, of course, but you also may do siding or trim or anything like that. So those are going to be, your primary is going to be roofing. It's going to be the moneymaker, right? And then the second one is going to be your secondary terms like gutters, trim, that kind of stuff. Title, meta descriptions, and keywords. So those, we are going to go into more detail on this, but this is going to be really, really important on the back end of your website to really, really help you stay organized and intentional with the targeting for each page. Each page is going to have a goal. We're going to cover link building, and then again, content is king. So that's what we're going to talk about. Let's get the party started. All right, so here is a great tool. This is free. You're going to want to do this because we cannot tell anything until Google Webmaster Tools is set up. So you may have a great website, but unless Google is able to track it, you're not going to really be able to know where you can improve, what's working, what's not working, all of that stuff. So again, we are going to share this presentation so you'll have it, but be sure to get this URL. It's google.com/webmasters/tools, and you're going to add your site to this. Okay, and then you're going to verify the owner, and what that means is you're going to take this code that they're going to give you. They're going to generate a code, and you're going to put the HTML tag on the back end of your website. And that's how you basically verify that you're the site owner. The only person that could really install code is going to be the site owner or your web guy, of course. Okay, so let's, hold on, Wes is chatting me. This is something. Okay, so that code, let's say you guys, a lot of us are contractors on this chat, right? So you could generate that code, send it to your web guy, and say, hey, I really need you to install this on the back end of your site. They probably are very familiar with Google Webmaster Tools. If they're not, there's a problem. So definitely you can send that to them and they can place it for you. Okay, so let's talk about what I feel is like the bulk of SEO, keyword targeting. It's kind of like what I was talking about earlier. What are the relevant terms that people are using in search that apply to your product or service? You want to be very realistic with this. So what can you realistically rank for? So let me explain. If my business is in Atlanta, Georgia, no, I'm not going to say Atlanta, Georgia. If it's somewhere on like the outskirts of Atlanta, so let's just say Woodstock, because that was a great example of what we showed you earlier. If my business, my home office of my business is located in Woodstock, I'm only going to be able to show up for Woodstock and the surrounding neighborhood. It is very, not unrealistic, but it's very hard to show up for Atlanta, Georgia if you're not located in Atlanta. So that's where the big problem is most of the time with companies. They're going to say, I want to cover all of Georgia, or I want to get, you know, Atlanta and these cities and that cities. And it's like, wait, you don't understand. You're 40 miles from Atlanta. You can't really show up from that. So our best advice for you is to incorporate with your key terms the cities and the surrounding cities of your company. That's really going to help you service your clients better. And that's actually going to help Google, because Google knows, hey, you're not in Atlanta. We're not going to be able to, like, if someone's in Atlanta Googling roofing company, we're not going to be able to show that to them because we know that you're not even close to Atlanta. And I know that you guys are all around the country, so it's a little tough to go off Atlanta if you're not sure on the locations, but just think about it. Again, it's the cities and the surrounding cities that you guys are in. And then let's see here. You want to create a wish list, so that's those secondary cities, and also secondary terms. So of course, your website's going to be all about roofing, but let's say, like I said before, you want to also show up for siding or gutters. Those are the things you really want to pull together. And this could be a team discussion. You guys could, I mean, of course, you know what products and services you guys offer, but if you wanted to pull in your web team or your staff and say, you guys, what do we do well? What is something that makes us different? Let's talk about those keywords and figure out how we can really present that in keyword sense. So let's see here. This is really great. I'm going to say this. Search is less keyword matching and more focused on user intent based on relevant content. That's what I was meaning by the locations. It's the same with, if I'm searching roofing, you know, you have to think, what else are they saying? Are they saying, oh, hailstorm? Are they saying wind damage? Are they saying all of those terms you want to be mindful of? Because that's really, when people are Googling things, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's more like restaurants near me, or they're saying roofing contractor near me, or they're saying hail damage, what do I do? So you have to answer these questions that you think people are going to come up with. So again, always optimize for the user first, Google second.
Okay, and it looks like you have one question from Bob as well.
Yeah, so I can answer that for you, Bob. So Google has been really cracking down on targeting cities that aren't actually around your business. However, you can absolutely make an entire web landing page that is focusing on a city where you want to actually work, and really optimize it for that web page with like, again, like if we're in Woodstock, Georgia, and we want to target the Newnan, Georgia. Oh, I'm sorry. Bob's question, he was asking, can you target like keywords for cities that you aren't actually located in? So like if you're in Woodstock, Georgia, I mean, could you target something like Newnan, Georgia, or Atlanta, Georgia, something like that? So I mean, basically, you can make a whole new landing page that is really focused on all the keywords for Newnan, Georgia. However, on the homepage of your main site, I would really focus on only local city terms, and then off of your homepage, you can make entire pages that are all dedicated to other cities that you want to actually actually target. Does that make sense, Bob?
I've also seen, guys, I've also seen contractors have on their homepage of their site like areas we reach, and that was a really creative way for them to build in the SEO value on their homepage. So if you're in Atlanta, Newnan, and so forth and so on outside of the Atlanta market, for example, then you could totally list the areas that you service, areas we service in a nice designed, maybe 3-column bar, and have 30 cities listed there. Is a great way to kind of visually make it appealing, and then as Wes said, have it link through to its own landing page. So I think that's a great tip.
Exactly, and I'm just going to expand on what you just said, Tiara, that the links to a landing page, that's very important. So it's great to say cities we service at the bottom or areas we service, but if you don't have more content than just that, Google is not going to really pick up on it and think that you're really servicing those areas. So for example, you could do a independent page for Woodstock, for Atlanta, for those kinds of things. And again, Google will decide what they think is closest to you and what's not, but it doesn't hurt to try. So definitely have more than just what's listed on your website or on the bottom of your homepage. Have clickable links that go to independent pages.
Great. Okay. All right.
Okay, sorry, Bob had another question. He said, we focus on storm damage, so we are constantly moving. I'm trying to find the best way to target these different areas. So that was helpful and good place to start. Thank you. You're welcome, Bob. Okay, so let's continue on the free tools. These are so great. And what I love about these is even though they're free and they've been around for a really long time, a lot of people still don't maximize these. So Google AdWords, yes, that is paid, but you can use their keyword planner for free. So you can actually go in there and type in roofing contractor, and it'll show you suggested terms that they feel are very searched. I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense. That are searched with roofing contractors. So if you see the screenshot to the right of that, it says roofing services. That's something that is huge. You can add near me, or Atlanta, or Athens, of course, those are the surrounding locations. So Google Trends, that is the screenshot to the right. If you look at the bottom graph, that's going to show you when they are searching and how often they're searched during these time frames. So you can actually look at this in different views. You can actually look at it by year, by month. So for example, if you really feel like this year or last year you had a down year, you're trying to figure out why it was down, you can actually go back and look year by year. How often were people searching for roofing? Was it just a matter of, it wasn't a very popular topic that people were searching? And you can kind of correlate those searches with your business. We've had a really, really intense weather year. So I'm sure if you were to look back either month over month or year over year, you're going to see an increase in those areas that have been hit by storms because of weather related. So that can really help you look at trends either, again, year over year or month over month. Google suggested searches, that's actually, again, free. It's amazing. It'll tell you what they think that you should pair with it. And that's where, like I said, you should get with your team. You guys should talk about it and then see what Google suggests based on what you guys have come up with. And then Google Search Console. So those are incredible. Definitely investigate those. Okay, so let's crack down on the keyword strategy that I've been referencing this whole time. So put in your research. Take a while to look into those free tools that I just shared with you, and then sit down with your team. It's a really good idea to start with 25 to 50 keywords. I know that's a lot, but think about it. These are variations of the word. So I just went over this with you, but roofing contractor, roofing services, those are kind of the same thing, but Google's viewing that as a different keyword. So it's going to be a little easier than you think. So we do this with our clients. We record them in a spreadsheet, and we say, okay, what is the priority of this? Is this a high priority for us? And again, you want to kind of go with the moneymaker. So if roofing contractor is something you want to win for that area, of course it's going to be a high priority. And then you record the ranking and how you guys have improved or if you guys have dropped. And this really shows you, SEO is so touchy. I wish I could make a dating reference there, but I don't know if I can. But what I mean by that is you could change one thing on your website or on your search listings, or maybe you're increasing your Facebook sharing, that kind of stuff, and you could see a crazy improvement, or a decrease. And so you're not going to be able to know what really triggered that in Google. They love to have, this mystery behind them unless you're doing this keyword planner. So make sure that everything you guys are doing, you're tracking on here so you can really figure out, what's going on.
And then just to clarify that, Taylor, so roofing contractor, roofing services, roofing and siding contractor, when you say ranking, that column means where they're actually at on the Google, which number they are. If they're the 5th slot,
correct,
the 21st slot, and then, over time, you go, the improvement column actually shows, is that, I guess I'm assuming, where they move to after however many weeks or months or whatever. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
And then the priority column, is that for the contractor or the priority, I'm assuming?
Yes. So that's like what you guys discussed. What is the most important thing for us? Because you can't have them all be high priorities. You have to really figure out what's your primary keywords and what's your secondary keywords and what's that urgency on them. And little by little, you're going to want to attack each one, and you'll notice that they're all going to get to the point where you're really happy with it. It is a long road, though. I will say that. You can't just win. If there's an SEO company that says, we can get you on the first page of Google in a month, do not trust them. It is definitely a marathon, not a sprint. And I'm going to speed up just a little bit because I'm looking at the time and I feel horrible. So let's go to the next slide, and let me see if I can get us through this. This is a great example. We've already covered this, but let me just show you this really quick. This is a great example of what I mean by primary and the title and meta description. So look at the screenshot to the right. This is us. Our primary target is internet marketing in Atlanta, Georgia. And then the rest of that is our title. So we we call ourselves SEO Services Social Media Websites. Actually, the whole thing is the title, I'm sorry. And then the meta description is exactly summarizing that title. So I'm going into a little bit more depth and using the same keywords that I've used in the title to explain what my title means. This is going to be on the back end of your website as well. This is something that you can either chat with your web guy about, or depending on which website services you use, you can follow these descriptions.
And also, Weebly offers SEO as well. So if you contractors are thinking about using Weebly as a tool, then they do have this option. So you can very simply just type in your title, type in your description, type in your keywords right there on each.
And your primary keyword, Tiara, should be in that title.
Yep.
In the front of your title. Just, I want to make that clear, because that is really what you're telling Google is most important to you guys. Okay, local checklist. This is huge. Remember that map pack image I was showing you? This is exactly how you win with the local checklist with that. So you want to make sure, we've already talked about this, your site is optimized for local search. You want to make sure your address, phone number, business name is in text on the site. So a lot of people do not win with this because they use a picture of their logo that has their phone number or their address in it. Now, Google at this time cannot read images, so we recommend that it be in text. You can also have your logo, you know, with that information on it too, but somewhere on your site, whether it's the header or footer, needs to be in text. So next step would be to claim and optimize your Google My Business listing. We are not big fans of Google's social networks, but I will tell you that anything Google says to do, you want to do it. So if they have a Google listing of you, you need to claim it. You need to say, this is my business, and then you need to optimize it because they are saying to do it. And then there's those secondary listings like Yelp, Yellow Pages, White Pages, Bing, Apple, HomeAdvisor. Claim all those things too. That really shows Google that you're trustworthy, you're consistent on all those listings, and that you are showing them, this is actually my address, this is actually my right phone number. And believe it or not, Facebook is a local listing, so it is actually slowly beating out Yelp with this. So you'll probably see this anytime you guys are looking for a restaurant or something, or even a business. You're going to Google that kind of stuff, and you'll see Facebook's listing will actually come up in the reviews. So it's very, very important. Okay, content. Let's just run through this real quick. So fresh content. So I'm going to kind of go off of what Tiara was saying earlier. All of Google's updates, which they call them all these animals, it's penguin, hummingbird, panda. You don't need to know about that specifically, but those are the algorithm names of Google. They are all focused around content. So it has to be relevant, unique, original, helpful, grammatically correct, and of substance. So what I mean by that is literally Google's going to read, it's a robot that is going to read your content, and if it is grammatically incorrect, they're going to ding you for it. If it's not full sentences, they're going to ding you for it. So you want to make sure that you have all the stuff that's grammatically correct, original content. So this is where we want you to get ideas from Asphalt Life, but Wes and I don't exactly recommend copying and pasting them, even if you're changing some stuff around, because it could be viewed from Google as not original content. So use it as a content idea, brainstorming thing.
You definitely want to make it organic to you,
exactly.
Your site, because if it's not, it will be binged. So, when you take that content that's written, take the meat of it and make it your own. That's the key for Moz.
John had a question. Can we claim local listings for free? Yes. You do not have to pay for any of those. If they say you do, it is a scam. So don't. There is some tools and technology out there that you can pay a monthly fee for, but you can individually go in and claim all of those for free. I love this. I'm going to say this really quick. Read your content out loud before posting. If you sound like an idiot, do not post it. I know that's kind of harsh, but you are writing for human consumption, and so if you cannot read it and gather what you're talking about, don't post it. Even if you're trying to sound super scientific or, you know, all that stuff, it's just not going to work for the reader because that's what you're optimizing for. And then for social, I think you guys know this, but do 80% of the time creating content, and then 20% of the time selling your own business. You really want to follow the 80-20 rule with that. That's also going to help with Google. Videos are incredible content. I'm just going to talk through this really, really quickly. Everything is going to video. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. But video is just so amazing. And what's really amazing about it is you can optimize this content. So if you go to the next slide, Tiara, we're going to show, I think it's the Atlas. Yeah, so Atlas has a ton of amazing, amazing, amazing videos that are already optimized for you. So if you want to embed, going back to, you know, just same as the AWI, the web injector, you can actually embed videos, and it's going to help your SEO in that sense as well. So going back again, social sharing. Okay, you can embed. Let me just reiterate this because it's something Wesley wanted me to say. You can embed without Google dinging you. So just like the Atlas Web Injector, because it is a code, you can actually embed it into your website and it will not ding you for non-original content. It will help you. It's not copied. So social does matter for SEO. We already kind of talked about this. I'm going to run through this really quickly. Sharing helps you gain exposure, and exposure will help you gain influence. And then influence makes authority, which equals sales. Okay, so that's where we really want you guys to be active in your community on social. If you have a city hall or a police department that's doing something in the community, share that. That's really going to help Google show that you are a human, number one, and you care about your community, and that you're an active part in your community. So that's huge, especially just, even though it's social, it does matter. And that is it. I finally got through it a little bit longer than we hoped, but hopefully that was helpful to you guys. And if you guys have any questions, please reach out. Wesley and I are the ones that are on the call today, so if you guys have any questions, you can email us directly. Here's our contact information, but Tiara, can we take questions now, or are we too long?
Yep, and we will be sending out a copy of the webinar. I know I've gotten a lot of comments in the queue for, will we get a copy? Will we be able to have access to this? Absolutely. We will make this available afterwards. I do not see any additional questions in the queue. I do see that a couple of you guys have a hard stop coming up, and so we want to be cognizant of your time, but we really appreciate you guys jumping on, and hopefully if there are any questions, our contact information is below on the screen. Feel free to reach out to us. Thank you guys so much, and we're signing off.